Hello, it is July 27th, 2026. So what I do here is that I compare the top news or front page news with my drawings that I do before time, and I say that it's going to describe the top news. Let's do such a comparison here. So there were a mass shooting near the Space Needle. And I'm claiming that it connects to my predictive art from 5 days prior. This is front page news in the US. So what's interesting is that the same weekend, two parachuted from the Space Needle. And this is also in the top news. So Space Needle, mass shooting, Space Needle, parachute. Okay, so what's noteworthy about this is that it's the first time in 30 years since this happens, and the last time 30 years back was authorized to do. So the current parachute from this weekend on Friday was unauthorized. It was not approved. So these two things it becomes kind of it looks a bit absurd that okay, there is this first ever mass shooting in the close vicinity of the Space Needle, and at the same time you have this historical unauthorized jump from the Space Needle with parachutes occurring the same weekend. Okay, so here comes the connection to my drawing from 5 days. 5 days prior, you see this. This can be seen as the Space Needle. This is the parachuting. Okay, so this is how my art is connecting, and it suddenly gives you some sort of aesthetic explanation, some kind of artistic explanation to why you just had someone parachuting from the Space Needle at the same time as you had the mass shooting. Okay, this is how my art works. And so yeah, this really happens. There's a lot of news coverage of the parachuters, and the Seattle police didn't only work with solving this mass shooting, but at the same time they were hunting for the parachute jumpers from the Space Needle. I mean, they became connected in this weird way that I suppose everyone except those that see this video here that I'm doing, everyone else are confused and perplexed. Why were there a parachute event from the Space Needle at this historical moment when you just had the first ever mass shooting near the Space Needle? Front page news, same weekend, it's connected, and this is what's going on, guys. My drawings are literally connecting in a way that it's hard to accept, because I think it's I think I'm alone in doing this kind of literal, you know, I literally paint the near future, guys. It's the near future. And then I show it to you, okay? Here it is. Same weekend. First time in 30 years, parachuting from the Space Needle. This parachuting jump maybe pulled something more with it, you know, as some kind of I mean, it's even hard to explain fully by me. You know, I realize how this works in a kind of intuitive way that is hard to explain, but I can explain more than I do, okay? I can talk more than I do, but at the same time, why would you like that? I think the best would be if I stopped, okay? If I stopped doing this art, I mean, then maybe, who knows, you know, so I am super innocent, okay? I'm super innocent, right? I am. I'm just doing a drawing. And then it connects. But at the same time, if I wouldn't do this drawing, then maybe nothing would have happened. It could be the case, like it could be like that. I'm perfectly aware that this kind of drawing is, you know, what is an orchestra? You know, it pulls the instruments with it, you know? You know what I mean? The reason why this works is not entirely as an analytical person would like to think, okay? It is aesthetics, it is artistic, okay? Even in these events, okay? And you can see it's so clear that this is connected. Like no one can. I mean, these are facts, you know, that okay, the same time you had the parachute and it's the first in 30 years, and the last time was was authorized, you know, before July 2026. It was authorized to do the jump, and you know, it's a big deal, and it's absurd, you know. It's this kind of thing drives people mad, right? It drives people mad that okay, I mean, if you have a little bit of analytical thinking, oh, you see that, oh, something is going on here. And that kind of realization drives people mad, okay? It does. What I do is that I show you some kind of, I fill I fill in the blank here, show you the correlation of, here's something flying, here's the Space Needle, okay? And here are the tiers for the event of the mass shooting, right? It's a mass shooting event near the Space Needle. You see, it makes sense. It freaking makes sense. Okay? There is no doubt about that. Okay, so there are links to articles for all of this, and this is the front page news for the US, July 27th. It's what all of you get to see. Here you go. There it is. Okay. So I'll just end this video now. There it is. See here, right? It's the same kind of motif. You see, same motif, same kind of stuff. Just you know, what can I say more? I don't know. Okay. I do these drawings and I say that this is a drawing of the future. You know, I mean, there's a video of this where I state explicitly, and there's an X post below in the video description where I explicitly say that this is a drawing of the near future, and there it is. It's just there, okay? It is. It's there. There you go. There you go. So let's end the video. Front page news, top news, in your face, in everyone's faces, right? Okay, bye bye.